Hello everybody, my name is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Mo from Squawka and Adam McKola from the Full Time Devils. And we're going to be talking about who should replace Paul Pogba. It is the huge debate now. Before everyone starts panicking, Pogba's not going to be out forever. It looks like he's going to be out for around about a month. Pogba even put on Instagram this morning himself that, when you know everything's going to be all right. I think he's just trying to calm everyone down. But we have got a very busy month, and it's going to be a month that looks like it's without arguably our best player. So we're here to debate about who should be replacing Paul Pogba in the starting 11 for the next month or so. Maybe it's a chance for somebody to stake a claim at getting back into the first 11. Mo, I'm going to come to you first. I'm going to ask you to pick a card because we're playing the card game. We was meant to be three of us, or three of you, but we've only got two. So we're going to pick a card, and then you're going to go first, and then that option is going to be off the table for McKola and myself because I'm going to join in this one as well. So I'm going to pick a card out.
All right.
Here's my card. What do you reckon?
Okay. Ooh.
Don't say 7.
Let's say, I'm going to go, it's Paul Pogba, so I'm going to go with a 6 of diamonds.
I see what you did there. Adam, what do you reckon?
7.
Adam reckons a 7. It was a 2, which means Mo's closer. So Mo's going first. Adam, you can go second, and I will go third. So, Mo, state your case for who you think should be replacing Paul Pogba in the starting 11. And let's give us a little bit of info on the system that you see that player playing as well, rather than just like him, done, ladies.
Yeah. Right, well, there's a very simple answer to who should replace Paul Pogba. But I'm not gonna go there. Obviously, there's an obvious one which you guys are coming to, but I'm gonna go with. But Mourinho should now alternate formation. Now should go to a 3-man midfield, right? Because if we're being honest, there's no one who can truly replace Paul Pogba in the Man United. So there's some good players, there's some great players. There's no one that can do everything. Because really, there's not many midfielders in the whole world who can do what Paul Pogba does. Because you shouldn't actually be able to be that big, that fast, that technically skilled, and that aware of your teammates and have that kind of vision and technique and skill. You shouldn't. One of those things shouldn't exist in a player. There should always be some sort of deficiency. Pogba officially doesn't really have one, right? His only problem is lack of maturity. Lack of really experience controlling a game, which he's going to get every time he plays, right? So there's no one player who can replace him in that sense. Not in the United squad. Not maybe in the entire world of football. So how do you do it? You adjust, right? So you switch to a 3-man midfield, right? Matic moves to the base. Matic stays holding midfield. He's proven he's phenomenal at that under Mourinho. He knows how to do it. Big, strong guy, solid, can play the ball around a little bit, gets it done, right? Then you bring in Ander Herrera. The man appeared to not have lost his place in the United team. Just a week ago, he was looking like, what is he even doing here against Stoke? Looks superfluous. Now he's important. Now you bring him back in. He's the shuttler. He defends, pulls deep with Matic to defend as a 2 if he needs to, but he can carry the ball forward, he can move forward. He's the 8, the classic archetypal 8, Mourinho would say Matic is the 6 and as the 8, because he's always been, that's really probably where he's been at his best. He's found different roles to play for United over the years, of course, because of, he's had to prove himself constantly, but he's at his best as an 8, as a free roaming kind of 8. So you play him there. He defends deep, he pushes forward, box-to-box midfielder, you'd call it in England. That kind of role. And the last role is Mkhitaryan. You bring him midfield into a proper number 10 role. Not like Not like 43-1 number 10 where you can just sort of go forward and attack and do what he wants, and not playing on the wing where you can run the counter attack. Proper number 10 central midfield, right? I know what you're saying. He doesn't have the defensive chops for that. That's okay, because with Ander Herrera and Matic, you can get by defensively. You've got enough of a platform there. And Mkhitaryan can press. He can't defend with his, chase back and defend, but he can press. He can step up and press, leads the press that way. And with him centrally, with him focused and stable in a central role, United have an awful lot of match control in there. An absolute buttload of match control, moving the ball around, manipulating opponents, Mkhitaryan probing, finding spaces, threading those through balls, the one he did for Lukaku against Stoke with. Oh, it's beautiful. More of that kind of stuff. And then you get actual wingers out wide, Martial and Rashford can hear their thing on the left. You get Lingard maybe. Ashley Young. I don't know. Mata even if you want to play someone cutting the field. But, you play a right winger out there. You get some width. You stretch the field. And in the middle, you have 3 players to replace Paul Pogba.
Okay, Adam, have you got any points that you want to address on there with Mo's argument?
I actually agree with a lot of what he said. But the thing for me is if you bring Mkhitaryan in centrally, we've got no one on the right. Let's be real. Now, against Burton, you could probably do that. Because then, it's all right to be playing maybe Martial and Rashford or Lingard out there. But once we just have Lingard as the player on the right, who's coming off the bench? What have we got to change it up? And I think we leave ourselves really short there. Because with Mickey playing out on the right at the moment, I think he's given us a fantastic option there. I know he drifts in centrally quite a lot too. But I think that's the danger with that one. It would leave us short in other areas. And we don't want to become short in midfield. We've lost Pogba and then become short out wide on the right as well. So that would be my only concern with that one. And I feel Mickey has been mint, but he does float in and out of games quite a lot. So if he was in the middle and you did that, you're going to cause yourself problems.
I don't really think Mkhitaryan's been used on the right. I think it's Mata that's been the one that's been used on the right, with Mkhitaryan has been the more central one.
He starts on the right, but he comes in centre. His
when we're playing
positionally is 4-2-3-1 we've been playing. So he has been playing on the right.
Alternate playing right wing and number 10.
And you don't want to mess that up. I think that's been key to us getting a lot of goals at home. If you look at our record at home, we've scored 9 goals at home, conceded 0. I think Matic has been a big part of that. But I think we've played Matic, Pogba, Mata in every home game. So, I think Mata's been a big part of helping Mkhitaryan break down teams. Whereas at home last season, we didn't have that extra bit of guile in Mata.
All right. Adam, you're next up. Give us your replacement and if there's any system changes. No, there's no card now. It's you that's going next and I'm going third.
7.
I can't pick a card against myself, can I? I'm picking a card. Think about it, mate.
Just see if we get it right, man. Just go on.
He wants to pick a card.
7.
I'm going to say it's a 2.
You picked the same card from last time?
No, it wasn't. That was the one from last time.
Fucking, is that just a deck of 2s?
All the 2s, mate.
52 2s, mate. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right, so you're going next. Go on.
Well, I'll keep it simple and go with Matic and Herrera in what would be a 4-2-3-1 formation. You still get to pick Mata, Mkhitaryan in their usual positions. Yes, we do lose out a lot in the team without Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, you get people talking a lot of shit about Paul Pogba. But Paul Pogba is a throwback to an old school midfielder. Yes, his hair might not look like it, but he's a throwback. You can't. How many other midfielders can defend as good as he can, attack as good as he can, and do it all?
He protects.
How many other midfielders? Not many. So when you're looking at complete midfielders, Paul Pogba is that. When we lose him, we lose almost two midfielders, an attacking one and a defending one. And I think Herrera coming in. If you look at that left hand side with Daley Blind or Darmian or Martial, whoever's playing down the left hand side. Defensively, Paul Pogba does a lot for them. And that's why I think we putting Herrera in there allows us to have that defensive cover still. Put Mata in the front of them two in the 4-2-3-1. And you hopefully don't affect the attacking rhythm that we have been having. You will be lacking a little bit. You will be expecting Matic and Herrera to sit a little bit deeper. But I think that's the best way to go, because you don't want to be giving Matic too much work to do, and you don't want to be leaving that left-hand side of the pitch exposed when teams counter-attack against us. So I'd go with Matic and Herrera. I just think it's the best, most balanced way forward. I think if we play a midfield three, then Fellaini's going to be playing.
Hang on. I'm going to have to ask off camera here a second, because you've both essentially just picked Herrera to go in. And I'm not sure if that's actually allowed in the rules, because
no, but
all we're talking about is
three.
him being a 6 or an 8. That's it. The system's the only thing that's different.
But he's gone with a midfield three.
Hold up. I'm going to ask for an adjudicator's decision. I'm going to ask for an adjudicator's decision. He said he's allowed. He's allowing it. He's allowing it.
He's allowing it. There we go.
So that's essentially the difference between your two systems is literally the only difference between what you're saying in terms of the starting 11. So I'm going to try and play devil's advocate here a little bit. But I'm going to come to the comments first before I do that. Hamzwazi says, what the hell am I doing staying up till 1 a.m. doing this? You are educating yourself, mate. That is what you're doing. Sometimes sleep is less important than watching YouTube videos. I think we all know that, don't we?
That's very true.
Ryan Kirkpatrick is a Scouser, but he's actually not hilarious. He's not hilarious. I was going to talk about this anyway. Thoughts on Souness saying Pogba needs to be a bit more like Fellaini, and also having a go at his haircut.
Well, I mean, Souness is an old man, isn't it? So that's why he's having to go at his hair. It's like, it's a typical thing that you do when old men just make, oh, he's young and he's doing this expressive thing. So, like, it literally takes him an hour to get his hair.
No one mentioned Nangolan's hair. No one mentions any of these lots' hair.
Well, there's that.
With Paul Pogba's.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I mean,
Garth Crooks. Fuck off. Who's the other one?
They come at you when you're the king, but ultimately, like, even if, let's just say, right, even if they're right and getting your hair done is a massive distraction, right? It's a distraction for what? An hour? Like, it's not going to take more than that, is it? Like, to get his hair done.
You need to be going out to the like a proper lad and drink driving, you knobs.
I mean, that's basic. It's this false macho culture where it's like stuff like getting your hair done and like shaving, and like having a sense of style. Do you know what I mean? Though it's like like he's got all wax and all this stuff, and he's got tattoos, and it's like they think that's a distraction. But the thing is, everyone, like you said, literally their distraction was they'd go down the pub and get pissed, and that was their distraction.
Hang on. What I also have to say here is, Graham Souness in the 80s looked like this.
I mean, look at
Are you telling me that perm's natural, Graham? Are you telling me he wasn't sitting there with a blow dry on, having a brew, reading the week's Shoot magazine? Shut up, you absolute div. He's just a young lad enjoying himself. Like you said, is he not going to get his hair cut? Well, that's going to be a distraction when he's tripping up over his hair, isn't it? Come on, son. Sort your life out. Right, hang on, Adam. No one can hear you when you start shouting. It just goes...
Stop talking about Souness then, please.
There's a question from one of our loyal viewers who happens to be a Scouser. So we're answering the questions from the viewers, because that's why it's interactive and live. Adam, thank you.
No, don't bring it over again.
Anything. I don't even know what he's referring to there. I guess, what is he saying? What does Fellaini do that Pogba doesn't do?
Maybe he should have an afro instead.
I mean, mate.
He may or may not do things with Big Macs in pools. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know.
If Pogba if Pogba grew an afro, man, the backlash against him would be unreal. It's all right for Fellaini to have an afro. Fellaini's got light skin, man. If Pogba grew an afro, mate.
Right,
honestly.
We've got another comment here from Trotsky, and this was what I just said to Chris before we started. I was going to write a little sign, because I thought this would be something that Adam said. He said this would have been the perfect opportunity for Andreas Pereira to come into the team. I thought one of Adam's options might have been recall Pereira and play in there instead.
I was going to say that as well, because it's a joke. Like, obviously we can't pick him, but it's Andreas Pereira's fault now, because according to Jose Mourinho, I don't know what's gone on there. What do you think's gone on there? Like, what?
You know what? I don't believe Mourinho for a second. I think this is absolutely Andres Pereira's like, mate, you're not going to play me. I want to get. It's the same thing happened with Lukaku. It was like, I want to play, and he's like, yeah, you'll play like maybe here or there. And he's like, mate, I want to play. I'm good enough to play now. And so they have to go away these minutes.
Look, now it would have been the perfect time for him to play. For Timothy Fosu-Mensah, perfect time. And meanwhile, Timothy Fosu-Mensah sitting at Palace with bloody Roy Hodgson. Send him back. Whatever you do, just send him back.
Honestly, when we were doing options, I was thinking, shall I just say recall Fosu-Mensah and Pereira and play them in a 3 with
Well,
Matic?
you might have won this debate, because I've got to pick a winner, and that might have been the way to win it. But, could have gone tactical with that. Right, we've got one more comment here, I think. Yeah, it is just one more comment from Amy. We are talking midfield, but she's decided to go completely off topic here and go, how about Ashley Young at left back until Shaw comes back instead of Damian Blind? Does it sound like a good option? I'm going to say no, because he makes me want to kick toddlers at left back, because he always checks back onto his right. He's actually 100% better on the right because he gets to the byline and throws crosses in. His crossing from the left is horrific. So
are you revising?
We're moving on. We're moving on, Adam, is what we're doing.
For the weekend. Is that what you just did, Stephen Howson?
Nope. Listen,
you made an excuse for your opinion.
How about that?
Basically, when he's on the left, he always checks back. But when he's on the right, it's actually okay sometimes.
No, well, sometimes. Graham Souness used to have a moustache, everybody. Remember that. Anytime that Graham Souness says anything, say, you used to have a permanent moustache, shut up. Right, so, my options. Thank you. My options, I've got to go, I've got to explore the options, haven't I? What would I want to see? You've both said it, to be honest. I would like to see Ander Herrera brought in and either 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 exactly the same way we are, because I think the position Herrera plays, like Mo says, is box to box. So what other options do we have? We've got Marouane Fellaini to be brought in. We've got Scott McTominay, he's now part of the first team. I don't think he's going to be given the option. I think it's going to be a toss-up that Mourinho's going to do between Fellaini and Herrera. And I like to see good form rewarded in players. And actually, Fellaini's been on fire for Manchester United this season. He's looked good. What I didn't like about Fellaini is that you couldn't be a football team, or I thought you couldn't be a footballing team that played football on the deck, quick counter-attacking football with Fellaini in the team, because I thought he took too many touches, he delayed it, he held it up. Fellaini seems to have found his place in this team that does that, and he seems to just find the simple pass and move it on rather than trying anything fancy. And I think the confidence Mourinho's shown in him is being rewarded, and we're starting to see a little bit of the lad that caused us so much chaos when he played for Everton, that scored so many goals when he played for Everton. Because he does have that. The problem with Fellaini is when someone decides that they think he might be a 6 and that he can control a game from deep. That's when you have problems, because he's clumsy. If you have clumsiness in the opposite box, though, clumsiness is chaos, and chaos is good in the opposition's box. My choice would have been Ander Herrera as well. But because I don't just want to go with the same thing that you guys have said, I'm going to say Fellaini. I'm going to say Fellaini in, and I'm going to go with a 4-3-3. And I like the idea of pulling either Mata or Mkhitaryan back as the more advanced number 8 alongside Fellaini with the Matic as the 6, because a lot of people think that 4-3-3 is more defensive. I don't. I think it's more attacking. I think it allows a bit more space on the edge of the box for people to run into. And I think that having 2 players sitting deep in the 4-2-3-1, I think is more defensive. With that, you get 4 attacking players. I think you get 5 attacking players with 4-3-3, in my opinion.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 originated as a defensive formation. Rafa Benitez and Hector Cuba pioneered it with Valencia. It's a defensive system.
Yeah, I mean, it's a play on the 4-4-2 in a way, but it's not. It's a lot more defensive than that. So now I have to make a decision on how I win this, don't I? No, I don't have to make a decision. Hang on, 1 second. I've got it all.
The only thing with the Matic and Fellaini midfield is I feel no.
Right,
no.
before I make a decision.
No.
You've all got a 30-second round.
Okay.
Can I just ask you guys, if Matic and Fellaini played in midfield 2, we'd all want to shoot ourselves.
How dare you talk about our Ballon d'Or?
Please don't let that Basel performance.
Listen, zip it. You got 30 seconds. We're going to go in Mo first. We're going to go in the order that we started. 30 seconds to state your case. Now, you can either state your case or you can attack somebody else's case. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. You've got 30 seconds starting now.
Okay. All right. I love the idea of Fellaini in midfield with a midfield 3, but the problem is no one's going to move the ball to midfield. Fellaini can't really move the ball at all. He's done well playing it simple, but he's doing that as the most advanced midfielder of a trio. You can't really play the most advanced midfielder of a trio without Pogba and Amachi to control the ball. As for playing Herrera by himself, look, I love Herrera, but he doesn't have the passing range. He can't bring it out. He can't spread the ball around by himself the way Pogba does. Pogba does so much play as one player. You can't do it. You say it yourself. No one in the midfield, no one in the world is like him. He can do everything. You just need to break him down to 2 players. That's why it has to be Mkhitaryan and Herrera.
I said stop.
You said stop.
Shut up, Mo.
No one at home heard you say Mkhitaryan and Herrera because you were supposed to stop.
Oh, damn.
Adam, go.
Ole, ole, Ander Herrera. Ole, 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 ole.
All right.
He drinks Australia by the cask. He ain't Spanish, he's Basque. Matic of Herrera for the win.
Okay, you used 16 seconds there. It was a very convincing argument.
Economical.
Do I have to do my own 30-second round? No, I don't think we should do that.
Isn't that what you do at night, watching Babe Station? Your own 30-second round.
You do what, Adam? All the secrets are coming out now. Right, so I have to pick between Ander Herrera and Ander Herrera. Cheers, you really imaginative.
I'll give you some time to think. Steve, Mo, guess what?
What?
Arsenal in the Europa League tonight, and American Dad's on straight after.
Oh,
Mate.
Entertainment throughout.
I'm working the game, man. It's going to be good.
So if Arsenal fans, if you lose, at least you got some good entertainment coming up after the entertainment.
Beautiful. Right, okay, so Mo spoke about the distribution of the play from out the back, and I agree. I think Ander Herrera was our statistically best midfielder last season, which I think there's been a bad PR about this season. I'm not sure what the reason is for that. People have seemed to have just fallen in love with Matic and forgot that Ander Herrera exists. Ander Herrera is a hell of a footballer. If there's anything that I can slight him on, his final ball in the final third isn't of the same quality as perhaps Pogba or Mkhitaryan or somebody along those lines. But what he offers to the team is a tempo, is an energy, is a desire, is all that sort of stuff. So I would have gone with whoever went for Ander Herrera. The problem I've got is that you both went for Ander Herrera.
But I went for him in a 4-3-3, not a 4-2-3-1.
You did, and I like the 4-3-3. But I also think with what you said in terms of the distribution out from the back, I think that it'd be a safer option to play him and Matic along the same line and allow them both to do half of a bit of a going forward number 8 sort of thing, rather than both sitting deep and just being the destroyer. Adam just sang, and for that reason, Adam's a winner.
Yeah. I can't argue with that, to be honest. Lovely voice. Lovely voice.
And I think Adam's argument was more convincing because it stirs up the feeling that we have about Ander Herrera and the fact that he should be a massive part of this Manchester United side.
He is a lovely man.
You're both right. That Ander Herrera really should be the option. He should have played more minutes than now. But if you remember last season, it wasn't until the derby that he actually really came into the team anyway.
It always happens to him. It's like four or 5 years in a row now. He's been signed. He's not been given a role in the team. He had to find a role in the team. He's found it and he's come in and he's played. He's been essential. I think
Jose could have just said to him, look, early part, you're not going to play many games. Matic is going to get used to this side. But I feel like Jose could tell Herrera that and know Herrera's not going to throw his toys out the pram. Herrera's still going to be the same Herrera coming off the bench.
He may have done. We don't know.
I feel like he could actually say that to him. Whereas if you're leaving Fellaini out of the side for a while, like Fellaini's a player that when he comes back, it takes a while to get going.
He needs the rhythm.
You look at other players like Carrick. We can wait to give him time. So I think maybe playing it this way has helped us a little bit.
Well,
we've kept him fresh.
He's had an injury, and I do think that he looked kind of rusty against Stoke. But obviously, he's a great footballer. I think he'll play every game. I mean, we've got to go to Anfield now without Paul Pogba, so I think he'll play every game. And I think he'll do a fine job. So
I also think the signing of Matic needing to be bedded in might have played a factor into it as well, because he might know exactly what he's getting out of Ander Herrera and gone, listen, let's bring Matic into the team. I do envisage Matic being a permanent starter, but let's get him bedded in first, and then we'll start tinkering around, because he's gone with a very, very, very similar 11, if not almost identical 11 every single week. So I think there's benefits to that. Yeah, there's benefits to that. There's also problems with that. If that's what continues for the next 5 months, there's problems with that. But I think that this month we was undoubtedly going to start to see some changes. We've already started to see some changes at the Basel game. I fully expect some midweek next week, but we've got Everton this weekend. So make sure you keep it locked to Full Time Devils. We've got a preview coming out a little bit later tomorrow. It's going to be at 3 p.m. on a Friday. So make sure you bunk off work, bunk off school, whatever you need to do to come and watch that and join in and get involved. And then we've got all of the match day coverage. So make sure you keep it locked to Full Time Devils. We are going for 500k this season, and me and Adam are on the race to 50k as well, not 500 just yet. So come and follow me.
I'll race you to 500 by the end of this week.
I'll race you at 500k. Yeah, whoever loses that, me and Adam has to get a full body tattoo. So 500k this week. If one of us gets it, we'll get a full body tattoo. There you go. It's probably not going to happen, but maybe it does.
Oh, I'd love to see you guys
MUFC just around this area. Right, thank you guys for watching. Get any of your questions, comments, queries, and anything like that in below. And your suggestions, tell us what you would do. Tell us what you think Jose Mourinho's going to do. Bang it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Laters.